4 puppies are standing at the entrance of the cave waiting for their mother to return. Fat, but their mother is a beggar's wild dog. Up here in the high mountains, there's a professional dog. Get visitors to eat. There's a lot of nice people who'll give it food. It's not picky. It's just food. There's a woman who's a mountaineer. It's a wild dog, but it's very close to humans. Just wave your hand and it will come to you. People who climb mountains are familiar with it. People love the good dog. They called it White. No one knows where it came from. One year it suddenly appeared on the top of the mountain. I guess it's lost its owner. There is no food in the mountains, so it's got to rely on food. That kind people give, but it's been in a bad state lately. It's getting thinner and thinner. Normal when being feeding. It will follow you to the top of the mountain. Very responsible. But lately it's been relentless. It's only halfway back. No one knows what it's doing. Some people find his stomach growing. They guess she's pregnant or has a baby to make sure. This girl decided to find out. But not as fast as it is. The great white runs into the deep forest and disappeared from her sight. About an hour later, he went back up the mountain and slept. It makes people curious where it went. And what to do at SAO so tired. They put a camera around his neck. After a break, he ran down the mountain. Along the way it still enthusiastically greets visitors. Let them touch you. That's a very polite dog. Volunteers observe its actions through the camera. It ran into the forest and climbed up the snow road. After a while it stopped in front of the cave. Then a few hours, 4 puppies suddenly run out. His fur looks exactly like a white. Maybe when this the Lord went out to feed. My sister took the volunteers to the cave. A puppy poked its head out to see if Mom came home. I saw a stranger approaching. He went into the cave. 4 scared puppies relying on each other because they've never met a human. They bark together and they look lovely. My sister didn't break in, she just put a camera at the entrance. Not long after White returned, the dogs ran towards their mother. They were hungry. They are fighting to suck milk. The white man stood still waiting for the cubs to finish eating. It doesn't stay, it rushes away. But one time it came back. After Mom left, the 4 puppies waited at the cave entrance for Mom to come back. They are naughty. The dog discovered the camera. They are curious to look at the lens and touch it. He even licked the camera to see if he could eat it. They ended up spilling the camera. At last the white man came back to feed them. But they are getting bigger and bigger. You need to feed a lot of times. Tired White. He leaned against the cliff and fell asleep. But it doesn't stay long at night. Stay with me for a while and it leaves. Almost 2 hours later he came back. And then you leave and you run back, and it's hard to understand. There are no tourists on the mountain at night. It doesn't stay resting, it runs away. They looked at the camera around his neck and knew. In addition to raising children, it's been hanging around a house down the mountain. Maybe this is his home. Volunteers came to visit her, show the boss a picture of White. The owner said she wasn't his owner. But lately she's often heard puppies squeaking. And then she took everyone to look under the wooden floor. They found 2 puppies there. Its fur is exactly like the mountain dog's. Maybe this is also the son of the white tiger. But why is it here? Vet guesses after giving birth to 6 babies. Every day it runs back and forth. Try to take care of the children. But when the children grow up, it is no longer strong enough. It knows it cannot raise so many children by itself. So it remembers the people who fed it. Let the children live. He had to bring his child to the people. Everyone please drop a heart to support it. The owner brought 2 dogs into the house, put them on the mat and prepare food for them. Now they can eat too. They were eating ravenously. They seemed very hungry. Not long after, Diebark sat in front of the door again. The puppy saw its mother and called her, but the white man did nothing. Just look at them for a while then leave. Seeing that his mother was about to leave, the puppy quickly scratched at the door and called for his mother. Diebark still decided to leave and not look back. His eyes were full of reluctance. As a mother, who doesn't love their children? But let the child not suffer with me. Even though he couldn't bear to leave, he still had to grit his teeth and sometimes leaving is not a lack of love. I love my boss so much that I can't help but cry. This scene is very moving. And to admire our mother's love, the greatest love, people decided to arrange stable housing for the whole family. They took the 4 dogs out of the cave. The white man returned and saw no more. Hurry to look around. The sound of its bell is so choking. For him children are everything. After seeing that the child is safe, it just calmed down. He knows that people are helping him and not harming him. It lets people wear necklaces for everyone. Take your dog down the mountain to the hospital. Doctor general examination give them. All 6 dogs are healthy. My dog took good care of them. But it's malnourished. The body is very weak and has a little skin disease. But it only takes a short time to get well. Then volunteers find a home for each of you. White dog crawl up LAN can. Show a happy expression. Love is the only love in the world. It's not limited. Whether people or animals. Mother's love is as vast as the Pacific Ocean. Please leave a like. Let's see A sing The Great Mother.